We have all had this happen, the headbutt. You think things are going well, but she's headbutting you instead of kissing you. You know what I mean. You go to give her a kiss, and instead of her turning her cheek, she puts her head down, so you end up headbutting each other, and she pulls her lips away. Well, in this video, I'm going to explain exactly why this happens and what you can do so that she enthusiastically kisses you next time. How's it going? Ed Baxter here from Genuine Attraction, where we teach introverted men how to get out of their head and into her heart, so they can be their unapologetic, heartfelt selves and attract their perfect partner. So if you're new here and you enjoy what you're learning, consider subscribing. And hey, at any point during the video, check out the show notes and the links in the description below. So let's get started. You see, this is because you need something that she has instead of wanting her, the person inside. I know that sounds weird, right? I mean, that's the whole point of dating, is to get something from the other person that you can't give yourself. At least that's what we're taught. Namely, love, connection, sex, companionship, whatever that may be, and whatever your values are. But if she feels that you are seeking this from her because you have a hole in your life and you feel incomplete without it, then she's going to feel that you just want that instead of her as a person. In other words, if she is an emotionally healthy woman and don't need no man in her life, she's going to feel that lust, that pulling for her to give you what you're craving instead of genuinely connecting with her. You see, nobody can complete anybody else, and so if you're feeling needy, she's going to feel like you're draining her emotionally, because really you are. And this is repulsive to people, especially women, because this shows a man who's not in control of his emotional state, and it shows her that he can't be resourceful and generate self-love, or is lazy and unwilling to try. This feels like a man running on autopilot. This is the complete opposite of a conscious and grounded man. You see, women are like cats in that way. As soon as you need something from her, she's going to pull back. But as soon as you let her come to you in her own time and you don't need anything from her to complete you, suddenly you become interesting. You're giving her the space to connect with you instead of selfishly manipulating the situation to get your needs met. If you are needy and you can tell that she's attracted to you and wants all of your time and attention anyway, there's a good chance that you're with a woman who's more insecure than you. To the insecure woman, this feels like safety, but it's really just the safety of a codependent relationship. Trust me when I say that just because it's easy to date someone like this, it's going to hurt you in the long run. She needs to feel accepted for who she is, not for who you want her to be. This is true for dating as much as it is in parenting. If you don't provide a safe space without judgments, then the woman or the child is going to use whatever emotional resources that they have to defend themselves instead of growing and connecting. A conscious woman is going to see that there's some systemic problems with how you're approaching your life. And she won't be receptive to your complaining, your judging, your bragging, or demonstrating that you aren't an open, honest, and relaxed person. That you don't take yourself too seriously, or your life. Remember, relaxed humor only happens in the space of safety and comfort. This is why people will laugh nervously after they say something, to try and get the other person to laugh with them, to gain the validation and acceptance of the other person. And when you're having humor happening naturally, you create a great safe space where connection can really happen. When you are in a calm and relaxed state and trying not to get anything from her or judge her in any way, she can relax with you and true genuine connection can happen between the two of you. If you can't be calm and relaxed, one trick is to look at where you're judging yourself. Remember, you must be kind and accepting of yourself before you'll be calm and collected. Your relationship with yourself truly is your relationship with the feminine. One problem you might be having is that you haven't progressed things physically properly. Look, guys, you can't go straight for the kiss if you haven't progressed things physically properly. You're going out of order and it's going to come off as weird. Now, I'm not saying you can never go out of order, but if you haven't mastered the fundamentals, you can't expect to understand when it's necessary or even appropriate to break the rules. When you go out of order, it is jarring and unnatural. To her, she's thinking to herself, what is he doing? I'm not ready for this. How can he not be able to sense where I'm at? I'm telling him. Look, there needs to be a natural progression of physical intimacy. There needs to be an unsaid progression that she can wrap her mind and emotions around so she can feel what is happening and emotionally prepare. And even better, anticipate what's coming next. She wants to be in a love story and she wants you to be able to feel her and her emotional state and just know what to do. Don't talk about what you're doing, but be receptive of her emotional state. A lot of guys feel that they need to specifically ask her if she wants to be kissed. This sounds good, especially these days with everyone being politically correct and the whole Me Too movement. The thing is women only say this because they're accustomed to men not feeling them at all. She wants to feel that you are feeling her out properly. She wants to fall into the demonstration of your benevolent and loving leadership. But if you're asking her every step of the way, you're going to kill the tension and there will be no surprises. Or even worse, there'll be no anticipation and you're essentially asking her to lead, and that's a complete turnoff. You'll literally destroy the moment by talking about it. You need to be aware enough of her emotional state by watching her closely and feeling where she is at, so that you can appropriately move things forward physically. If you can do this properly, you won't encounter any resistance from her because you'll be able to see where she's asking you to move forward, non-verbally. Okay, so what happens if you get the headbutt anyway and you do all these things? If she rebuffs you, if she doesn't want to be touched or for you to hold her hand, just remember that she's probably thinking, I'm not ready. Don't take it as complete rejection. You might not be able to kiss her or even hold her hand on the first date, and that's okay. Just feel her out and try. If she pulls away, that just means she's not ready. When this happens, act normal. Don't make a big deal about it. Just go back to what you were doing and act like it's no big deal, because it isn't. Remember, this is a learning process, so you're bound to make mistakes. It's better to push the envelope a little bit and to be a little bit bold than to not go as far as she'd like you to. Women are typically very patient with insecure men. They don't get turned off of him until he's consistently demonstrating that he doesn't know what to do and he's chronically insecure. There's so many insecure and timid men out there that women have been conditioned to tolerate a lot of insecurity from men. And this actually works in your favor, because as long as you're able to be consciously aware of your actions, she'll see that you have some awareness of her and control over your emotions, even if you're not perfect. So let's talk about what not to do when you're trying to move things forward physically, okay? Don't, under any circumstance, try to force anything. Remember, she has to come to you in her own time. Romance is a process of you expressing your desire for her and her opening up and being receptive to you. When you connect with her, she will find value in you in her own way. This is why bragging never works. You're trying to demonstrate your value in your own way. No, she has to find your value in her own way. It doesn't matter what you say. Women are very smart like this, so this is also why it's dumb to try to be different than you are, as I talk about in other videos. Again, if she resists, back off. You've misread the situation and that's okay. She's not ready. You can just try again later. You don't need to push it. If you push it too hard, I guarantee you will never see her again. You might even get that kiss, but if it wasn't fully genuine, if she didn't really want it, you are never going to hear from her again, I promise. Sometimes women will resist you just to see if you're safe, if you'll respect where she is at, even if she really wants things to go further. There is no reason to push it further. Sex can't be the goal. It is just a natural symptom of genuine attraction and connection. If you make sex your goal, you're going to be disappointed more often than not. Your goal is to genuinely connect with the woman in front of you. If you keep that mindset, you won't have much trouble gauging where she is at and what you need to do to lead things forward and have a natural progression. And paradoxically, you end up having a lot more sexy times. We talk about this in even greater detail in Step 8, Powerful Connection of the Shy Guy's Guide to the Unapologetic Self group coaching program. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, check out the link below and schedule a quick call with me to see if we'd be a good fit. And while we're on the phone, hey, perhaps I can help you out a bit with your specific situation. If you've got a question you'd like answered in a video, simply comment below or send an email to ed@genuineattraction.com. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and remember to stay unapologetically you. If you're still having one problem, so if you don't know what